I call the Parliamentary Secretary and Member for Kiama.
Thank you very much, Mr Deputy Speaker, and can I warmly congratulate you on your elevation again as Deputy Speaker and congratulate you on your outstanding win in the seat of Lismore. I can also thank the people of Kiama for... I noticed that there might be some lozenges required in the staff gallery behind me there, Mr Deputy Speaker, but can I also make the point that I'm very, very grateful to have been returned as the member for Kiama and to serve that community for another 4 years. And can I also take the opportunity to welcome new members to this place. And I know that I look opposite at the new member for Newtown, and I remember giving my speech 4 years ago, and I was made all the more nervous by being reminded by the then Premier Barry O'Farrell, it's the speech they quote at your funeral, so no pressure at all. So good luck, and I'm very much looking forward to working with you and hearing your inaugural speech later on. But tonight I get to rise as the Parliamentary Secretary for the Illawarra, and I couldn't be prouder to be representing the Illawarra and South Coast, and indeed my electorate. And I wanted to reflect that on Monday, the 16th of March 2015, we had a historic day for the Illawarra as I stood next to the Premier as he announced that the Baird government would build the $550 million Albion Park Rail bypass, completing the missing link on the Princes Highway between Sydney and Bomaderry. For 16 long years, calls from Illawarra communities for this critical piece of infrastructure fell on deaf ears with a do-nothing Labor government. We have announced the $550 million funding to ensure the full bypass will be delivered and we will get construction underway in this term of government. On this side of the House, we have committed to improving people's lives, and this landmark commitment will ensure Illawarra residents spend less time stuck in traffic and more time with their families. Since coming to office, the Baird government has completed geotechnical work and received community feedback on the preferred design. The bypass will provide a 10-kilometre extension of the N1 Princes Motorway, providing a bypass of Albion Park Rail between Yalla and Oak Flats, and will make it easier to get to Dapto, Albion Park and Oak Flats. When complete, these communities will enjoy a 4-lane, free-flowing motorway, travelling 100 kilometres an hour and bypassing 16 intersections, cutting travel times by 30%. This $550 million announcement took the Baird government's historic commitment along the Princes Highway to well over $1.5 billion. How much? This announcement will be a dream come true for commuters that frequently get stuck in traffic through Albion Park Rail, not to mention residents who live along the Princes Highway fed up with congestion experienced every day. So many people have said this could never be done. Politicians have promised and talked about the Albion Park Rail bypass for years. But, Mr Deputy Speaker, actions speak louder than words. And I acknowledge my friend, the Honourable Paul Green, in the gallery, and I thank him for his support of this project. We have delivered on our promises at the Gerringong upgrade, and we're delivering on our promises at Berry. The people of Kiama know that only a Baird government can be trusted to deliver the Albion Park Rail bypass. And I note the moaning from my shadow opponent over there on those benches, someone who had the opportunity to include it in their 10-year infrastructure plan taken to the last election. But was there one mention of the Illawarra? Not one single mention. So you just be quiet over there. This is a major point of congestion, particularly for a large community. You travel north to get to work every day. For 16 years in government, 4 years in opposition, Labor never committed to delivering this project. In fact, as I said, their 10-year infrastructure strategy didn't mention it once. The Baird government has made a $350 million Rebuilding New South Wales fund allocation for the Albion Park Rail bypass. The remaining $200 million will be funded from the record roads and freight budget. In January 2015, I announced that the final stage of geotechnical investigations for the proposed Albion Park Rail bypass concept and design. This is the third and final stage of geotechnical work for the concept design. Sites which will continue to be tested include the area west of Yalla Industrial Area, Yalla Hill, the Princes Highway at Yalla, farmland next to the Illawarra Highway, the Croom Road Regional Sporting Complex and along the east-west link. The work will build on the first 2 stages of the investigation completed last year to help design the earthworks and foundations of the bypass. The completion of the geotechnical investigations is an important step in planning and designing the future extension of the N1 Princes Motorway between Yalla and Oak Flats, and the project is being progressed as quickly as possible. Other investigations to inform the environmental impact statement have progressed well, including the completion of Aboriginal archaeological investigations and ecology surveys, and further noise monitoring is planned for February and March and April. Roads and Maritime lodged a state significant infrastructure application with the Department of Planning and Environment last year. This was to advise the New South Wales Department of Planning and Environment of the Roads and Maritime's intention to progress this important environmental impact statement. Mr Deputy Speaker, so many of us come to this place to argue for infrastructure projects that will change lives. The Albion Park Rail bypass was the most significant, project that was committed to by this government in the Illawarra. I'm proud to have stood with the Premier to commit to this, and I'll be even prouder when we deliver it. And I call on the opposition to support the transaction that will assist this infrastructure being delivered to my community.
Hey, well said there.